Miss Channing would be so pleased. I'm sorry she can't be with us.
This is going to be in the dressing room. I guarantee it. Thank you so much.
Sophia.
I have a question about your stage work. Has it changed or adapted since you've done a lot of TV, film stuff? Like, has that informed it differently or changed what you do, or has it just made it more exciting?
It has it's definitely made it more exciting because the choppiness of working on TV and film, of doing a scenes out of order and never getting like the through line. Also in the theater, showing up everybody together at the same time to tell the story. There's like a communal feeling that doesn't exist on anything on screen. So like I've obviously missed those and was excited to go and experience all of that again. Also the live audience aspect of it is like, I feel like in film and television I have a relationship with a camera. Like it's almost like there's like little rows of audience and the camera. I think of it like that. Like that's sort of like you're cheating to play to that, as opposed to when you learn how to cheat to play for the audience. And in this specific experience of Little Shop, I was surprised at how embarrassed I felt for the first 4 weeks of being so close to the audience, because in this theater in particular, they're like right there. So I'm used to like a pit separating, but this was like hyper intimate, and it made me feel self-conscious when we first started, which I was totally shocked and surprised by, because I feel more naturally comfortable in front of an audience than I do in front of a camera, just naturally. But as far as and then I got used to it, and then I got over it, and now I love performing in that theater, and I don't feel self-conscious at all. But the biggest difference, I guess, with the acting would be like David Fincher was the last person I worked with in film and TV, and he's got like isms that he hates that actors do, and people do in life. One of which is going up at the end when you say something like this, even a little bit. Making anything particularly musical like this, and not just saying it normally, but like sort of over musicalizing something. So sometimes I'll hear myself going up at the end, and I'll make myself go down when I do it the next night. Or even last night on stage, I said a line and it was over, and I went, oh no, that I just made that line musical and didn't think about what I was saying. I was like enjoying the line in a way that wasn't like a direct thing. He also has a thing of like not moving your face if you don't need to, like not over expressing. And so as far as the acting, it's like David is sort of in my mind with the things that he, especially because we get to do it every single night. So it's like a practice, and so I think about sort of like his technical things. That's probably the thing from the film and TV that I've taken to the performing.
When you're approaching like an audition for film or TV / musical theater, how do you what's the difference that you're seeing? How do you approach it? Do you approach it differently?
Yeah, I would say with it all depends on the specific thing. So like some film and TV people or directors or casting directors want you to do the lines exactly as written, but I've found like with plays and with musicals, you're doing material where there's no wiggle room to like improvise or change things up in any way, because it's oftentimes like the playwright is very specific about the lines, and obviously with musicals it's like notes and stuff are very intentional. But with film and TV, I had a little bit of a breakthrough with my auditioning for them when I started to get a little not be as much of a good student about the lines, because in the theater when you rehearse for 4 to 6 weeks, you do so much repetition that it becomes in your body, and then you can live it and play the music. Sort of like even when I was learning the song for Hamilton and I couldn't sing it, and then 6 weeks later I was able to interpret it. You get all that prep time. But with film and television, you often don't have rehearsal or prep time, so you don't have enough time to get the lines in your body in order to be free and available to the moment. So on film and TV auditions, I would know the lines, but I would also not be word perfect, and I would sometimes improvise in and out of the lines a little bit, or if something, I would be really open to the moment and a little more open to improv than I would in like in a theater audition, because the camera is capturing whatever's alive. And the camera really captures it if you've prepared it. I learned from watching myself that anything I had prepared looked terrible to me and looked forced. And anything, oftentimes the subconscious things that I didn't even realize I was doing were the most powerful on film, because they were real and in the moment. And in theater, you can practice it so many times so then it feels normal, but oftentimes with film and TV, you're capturing a moment where it was real. And then they get it, and then they move on because they got it. That moment of magic. So I would say, like in the auditions, if it's that kind of environment where you're able to do that, you could improvise a little, play a little bit more, and be a little more loose and open.
That's amazing you say that, because I was going to mention, I think one thing that you are amazing at is spontaneity and the illusion of the first time. There's two things. There's a play you did called The Submission.
Yeah.
Which I didn't run that long. It was a limited run. I don't know if you saw, but you played a guy who was basically kind of a closet racist.
Yeah.
And then at the end, you like said something, and it just kind of like slipped out of your mouth, and then you suddenly realized what you had said, and it was an amazing moment to see that on your face. But then also in TV, in Looking, I don't know how many of you saw Looking, but you played this guy, and then at one point Russell Tovey joined the cast as your boss.
Yeah.
And then you were at a wedding, I believe, and in the men's room, and he suddenly kissed you, and you were like, you know, and it was so real that I thought maybe did you not know exactly when he was going to kiss you?
We did that scene like 800 but in order to get it, but this is to that exact point though, is like there was something about it that wasn't working, like we just, because we were only going to do one shot from afar, it wasn't going to be coverage, so we knew that we could do it 800 times because we weren't gonna, it was only shot from one angle. It's like I'm washing my hands and sort of like upset, and he comes in and then he spontaneously, thank you. Didn't go to college. Spontaneously kisses me. And it felt fake so many times. Because just trying to find the way where I would anticipate it, or he would anticipate it, or we would both anticipate it, or we wouldn't do it, and finding the one that was magic, the one that we just happened to surprise each other, we were able to do that with that one because we were just shooting it from one angle. And I remember the moment we got it, it wasn't 80 times, it was maybe like the 15th take. And the director knew immediately and was like, we got it, that was perfect. And then we moved on, and that was it. But it was like, we didn't have any rehearsal. And so those 17 or 15 times of doing it was all captured on film, and then it's that one that was spontaneous that was kept in the...
Well, and now